Hey guys, so today's going to be a talk through tutorial. I'm going to try to teach you guys how to actually do your makeup, not just show you what I'm doing and kind of talking myself through it. I'm going to try to give you some tips on how to blend and different things along the way. Just building your makeup skills and adding a few techniques in. It will be a talk through tutorial, so it will be long. So I'm separating this into two parts. This is going to be the eye portion of this tutorial, and then it's going to be a face. Just so that you guys, if you don't want to see the eyes, if you don't want to see the face, you don't really care, you can go to the other video if you don't want to watch this one. So, I've already washed my face, moisturized. For prom, I feel like most of us want to look as flawless as we can be, and if you're going to have dramatic-ish makeup, you're going to want to do your eyes first. This is because you're going to get fallout while you're doing your eyeshadow, and no matter how much powder that I put on my face to catch the fallout and wipe it off and dust it off really easily. It is really easy to do that, but it's also really messy. It makes your face look kind of dirty and not as flawless as it could be if you did your eyes first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by concealing my eyelids. If you have oily eyelids, you might want to just use a primer that has a skin tone color in it. I know Urban Decay's primer potion, they had one. I'm not sure if they do. It used to be called Eden. It had a little tint in it, so it kind of neutralized the eye area. So I'm using the Kevyn Aucoin's Sensual Skin Enhancer in SX03 and a concealer brush. This is just from BH Cosmetics. It's 102. It's kind of wiped off. I'm kind of carving out my eyebrows. Oh, and one thing about your eyebrows is you want to wax or tweeze them or whatever, or do them a couple days before prom. Just because you're gonna have redness, the skin's still gonna be sensitive around the area and a little bit red. I personally don't really care because I'm concealing it anyway, but it's better to wait a little bit longer before you do your makeup. But if you haven't tweezed your eyebrows or gotten your eyebrows done and you want to save money, this concealer completely covers it up. So I'm just concealing my eyelids so that I have a completely flat base to work off of. So I'm just gonna blend out this concealer with the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. Since I'm doing my entire eye before foundation, I'm just gonna conceal under my bottom lash line too. And then make sure you blend out your concealer so that it doesn't have a thick layer. You don't want a bunch of thick layers on your eye, otherwise that might crease up. I'm gonna take Urban Decay's primer potion. This is basically the only primer I have or use. On an everyday basis, I don't really use primers just because I don't really have oily eyelids, so my eyeshadow just kind of stays. A drugstore option is the NYX eyeshadow base. This is a tried and true. I've always used this ever since I started makeup, and it's just always worked for me. And then take my finger. You literally just need the tiniest amount, and I'm just gonna dab this onto my eyelid. And I don't want to I'm just patting this. I'm not swiping because I don't really want to move the concealer around. If the concealer sets, or if you put powder on top of the concealer and then a primer, it gets cakey. So this is an in-depth tutorial on this specific eye makeup look. This is more of a dramatic makeup look. It is similar to Nikki tutorials. I didn't know she was coming out with a prom tutorial. I did this look before it came out, but it's not the exact same. It's just very similar. So after that, you can either use an eyeshadow or a loose powder or any type of powder product. You just want to set this. I'm just going to take some loose powder, the Coty Airspun. You want to make sure that you're patting out any creases before you set the powder so that you're not sitting in the crease. So I'm setting this from lid to brow bone. Blending on top of powder is easier than blending on top of tacky base. Yeah, I'm going to set under here too. So I'll be right back. I'm about to do my eyebrows. I like doing this before my eyes because I do carve out my eyebrows with concealer. I do have an in-depth eyebrow tutorial. I'll try to link it down below if you guys want to check that out, but I'm just gonna skip through this part and I'll come back. Yeah, so I like doing my eyebrows also before foundation if I want a flawless base because I do carve out the top. So if I do my foundation first and I set it with powder and everything, I don't want to carve out the top because I'm gonna have powder there already, so I don't want to put concealer on top. Because when I do that, it usually does get cakey on here. On an everyday basis, I really don't give a shit, but on prom, I give a shit. Okay guys, so I'm sorry, but I'm going to be using the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia. But I'm also not sorry because I know that a lot of people have this and it's a good all around universal palette that mostly everyone has. It's kind of like how the Naked palette was back then. it's still just like such a classic palette, you know, that's like how the Naked palette was. So I'm taking this Sonia Kashuk blending brush. I'm gonna take burnt orange. So a tip with any transition shade, even if it's like a little bit too dark, so like I have really light skin tone, so this might be, we don't know how pigmented it is, we don't know like the consistency. If you don't know anything really about eyeshadow, you're just gonna want to like take a little bit, make sure you tap off the excess. You want as little fallout as possible, and you want to be able to blend it evenly, and that's going to give you an even blend if you just have like an even amount of product on your brush instead of like a chunk of the fallout. See, because like if I do this, you're going to have a bunch of product on it, and all of that is just going to end up in like one little dot, and you're not going to be able to blend it out easily. So now, with blending, a lot of people ask me, how do you get it to blend? Circular motions like this and windshield wiper motions to get a perfect blend until it looks blended. Here's the trick though. I don't stop until it's done being blended. You can't just like put it in the crease and expect it to look blended. You have to actually like work. Just like anything else in life, you have to work for it. So we're gonna work and we're gonna blend. So I'm just gonna put this in the outer corner and the crease, and just basically that's it. I'm gonna kind of like wing it out in here. But yeah, I'm gonna pick up more product as I need it. I'm not gonna go in with a lot. I'm gonna start off with a little bit and then build up as I need it. So I'm starting the outer corner because that's where I want the main color. You don't wanna like start in here. That's gonna get you a lot of color. And you want, where I personally want the color for this tutorial, I want it on the outer corner. So I'm putting it here. I'm just kind of rubbing it in, and then I'm going outwards in circular motions, but I'm moving towards my inner corner. So I'm just kind of putting it in there, and I start going into the inner corner once I've put like most of the product down on the outer corner, and then I'll start going in windshield wiper motions and circular motions upwards to blend this out, and then I'm gonna wing it out a little bit. And if you have like a little harsh edge like this, if you don't want to like blend it upwards, take like a skin tone color or like a lighter color than that and just blend it out. Anything that you like kind of set your eye with, it can be used to blend out your transition color. It doesn't work as well on darker colors that might get ashy, but on your transition shade, if it's light enough, it won't be a problem and it won't get ashy. So again, winging it out. And by winging it out, I'm just meaning swooping it outwards just in this area. So like I am, and I'm holding it at the end of my brush. This will give you lighter pressure of the brush. So I'm not like really digging my brush in. I'm using just the tip. And the duo fiber brush is really nice because you get those duo fibers, and it helps with blending. If it is a correct duo fiber brush, it'll have two different types of hairs. I believe it's just natural and synthetic hairs, but that will give you like a really nice blend because you're using both of the hairs, and that'll get you like a really nice blend. Yeah, that's basically all in my crease and then towards my brow bone, but I didn't really bring it exactly on my brow bone, so there's that step. I'm going to quickly do it on this eye, and I'll just fast forward it, but I'm going to keep it in here so that you can watch what I'm doing. But the key to like blending it, you want to start applying the product where you want it to mainly be, and then you don't want to start blending upwards until you have like most of that product off of your brush already, until you've like used that product mostly in that like little area, like in this outer corner right here, and then I'll start blending up, and I'll put lighter pressure on it in like windshield wiper motions and circular motions so that it looks like it's blended. Then I'm going to take Realgar. This is a Morphe 433. This one has like a little bit of a belly, so you could lightly like apply a shimmer shade just along the lid, or you can like really get in there and like pack on color like in the outer corner. And if you didn't know, yes, this is the belly of the brush. Taking it at like a 30-degree angle of the eyeshadow. That's like kind of 30. Like 20. Anyway. So I'm gonna put this in the outer corner. I'm starting to like stamp it. Then I'm gonna like wanna wiggle the color in there. And then I close just one eye, and then I kind of map out the shape that I like. So the only reason I didn't want to use this brush is because I didn't want like too heavy of like that Realgar shade in there. So I'm just going to take a separate brush. This is another Sonia Kashuk brush. This already has Realgar on it, but this is a little cleaner. I'm just going to blend this out because I didn't want this color to be like too intense, but it's becoming more intense than I wanted it. I'm taking some burnt orange and blending it out. So yeah, that's why I wanted to use this brush, which I think I'm going to switch back to. But if you guys want like more intense of a color there, that's what you're going to use. You're going to use like something like this that's a little bit denser. Kind of in the same areas that I put the burnt orange, and I'm kind of blending it upwards because I don't want it to just be in this outer corner. I want the color to show up here. So if you don't like super warm looks, you can totally use this with neutrals. You don't have to use the same like eyeshadows as me. You can totally switch it up. Use purples, use different browns. You don't have to use like oranges and silvers. You can use browns, and like you can use even reds, you can use yellows, you can use pinks, use literally whatever you want. So I'm barely picking up any Realgar just to like add some more color and more depth where it needs it. I'm just gonna add like a little bit of a darker brown just to make it a little bit more intense, a little bit more dramatic for prom. I'm gonna take Cyprus Umber. I love this brown. It's literally the perfect brown. It's just like a dark chocolate. And I'm putting that on the outer like corner and like the bottom lash line. So I'm not bringing this into the crease. I'm just kind of buffing it along the lash line right on the outer edge, like this outer half right here. So now is my favorite part. I'm going to be using the Kylie Cosmetics Holiday Edition palette. I'm going to use this shade Frosty. Some of my colors are rearranged because these shadows actually come out, if you didn't know. You kind of just like tap it and you can take them out, and you have literally 9 little single things with a mirror. So I'm going to take this Frosty shade. It's called Frosty. It's just a really pigmented light silver. I'm taking this Morphe B41. It's just like a flat brush. It's kind of like the flat definer brush that I have right here. This is the Morphe 432, but it's different because this one's like thick at the edge, and this one's thin. This one's just like one straight line that you can like carve out eyebrows with. I like this brush because I thought it was perfect for like under the lash line. I'm gonna use this to take that Frosty shade and carve out my eye. So literally, so I'm like kind of like flicking it so that it blends towards the outer corner. But then I'll take a fluffy brush with like this one that has like some Realgar on it. I'll just blend these 2 areas together. The other day I picked up a couple of NYX pigments. This one, they used to have pigments. They used to have like pearl pigments, but now they have like new pigments. And this one is in diamond. This is my favorite thing ever. So I just put some into the cap, and then I'm going to take some on this brush. I'm actually going to use some eye drops. There's like a tiny drop left. I'm going to put that in the cap, and I'm going to mix this in. You could even use like a mixing medium, but you can use this. It's like a multitasker. This mixing medium, you can even use this as like mix it in with glitter and make like a glitter liner. So I'm mixing in the eye drops with the pigment, and then I'm just going to put this like right where I carved the lid out. I would use the Kylie Snow eyeliner. The only problem with it is that it's really thick. It's a gel liner. It's like really thick, so it's hard to kind of actually like use it. I'm just gonna take the eyeliner and see if I can do it. I'm gonna take the white eyeliner. I'm gonna take the Rimmel Scandalize waterproof eyeliner. Now when I first did this, I did my black eyeliner first, and then I used the L'Oreal Infallible Paint eyeliner for the white, and I just did it on top. But when I told myself that I was going to do this again, I told myself I would do this. So far it's not working out. I'm covering the white on the outer tail because originally I just had like a regular black line with just the white on top. I didn't have it like down here. I'm just gonna carve this out with some concealer. Okay, now I'm gonna take the L'Oreal Infallible Paints liner, the white one. This one doesn't work really well either. The felt tip, I like kind of have to like take out the product like that. Pick it up and then go. So I'm going to be applying eyelashes today from Shop Lash Dreams. I'm going to be using this style Velvet, my favorite ones. They're the cheaper ones, but they are my favorite that I've gotten. I've only gotten 3. I'm going to curl my lashes, put on mascara, and I'll be right back. So all I've done is applied waterproof mascara, and the reason I used waterproof is obviously I'm going to be wearing this makeup for a long time. It's prom, I might be sweating, maybe there's going to be some emotional tears, I don't really know. So basically I just plot my eyelashes like on this outer edge right here, like mainly in the middle, and then like I put down the outer edge, and then I take some tweezers because my finger is a little too big for this tiny area, and like my nose. So I'm going to take tweezers, press my hand on my nose, take them and just kind of curve them and stick them on. Now I put the lash glue on my eyelashes before I do my mascara so that it has time to get tacky. I'm going to take them and bend them a little bit so that they're a little bit easier to apply my eyelashes. And if you wanted to know, figure out which one is left and right, take the eyelash thing, hold it up to your face. This is right and this is left. See, and I really like this look because I was like, oh, it looks like a normal, like, neutral look from here. When you look down. This is such a long video, it's ridiculous. I'm just concealing my bottom lash line and set it with some powder. So I'm going to take burnt orange and raw sienna. That's these two right here. Whatever. Those two. I'm going to take a tiny bit of Realgar, but then I'm going to put burnt orange on top of it because I don't want it to be like super orange. It's literally, I'm just going to like run it along the lash line and just like, that's it. No, I'm not. It was a little too fluffy, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one, it's tinier Sonia Kashuk brush. And I'm going to take a little bit of Realgar and put. Okay, now I'm going to put some white eyeliner. This is the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. And you're just covering up the band. So yeah, we are done with the eyes. This is what they look like up close. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to see the face part of this tutorial, like right up here on this little eye, this will take you straight to it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.